Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, the boomers had to get one last kick to our teeth before they croak and kick the can. We have now an additional $6,000 tax deduction for seniors, which was actually a part of the big beautiful bill, which passed last year. And as you guys know, things take a little while to come into effect at times. But the Treasury here decided that since it is now active, for this tax year here, that they're going to make an announcement and remind us all of the absolute insanity that was the big beautiful bill, with almost nothing good coming out of the entire goddamn bill, with maybe an exception being the $1,000 for every newborn in America. But then again, that's only if your parents decide that they want to claim it. And to me, it sounds like a lot of parents are shying away from that because they just don't know any better. And with that said, let's talk about it here. So what the Treasury Department here is coming out and saying is, so they're calling this the working families tax cuts, right? Ushering in a new golden age, right? It says an additional $6,000 deduction for seniors, right? Not people who are under the age of 65, who haven't had their entire life to save yet in a golden age of America whereby everything was practically free, and they made phenomenal wages in comparison to people today. No, we're going to give that to the seniors. And it's like, dude, like, I'm not saying that like maybe seniors shouldn't necessarily get something, but what I am saying here is that like if they're going to get it for seniors, why the hell can't we get it as well? Because this is bullshit, dude. And this is something that, on the surface here, to me, it just seems like such an attack on Gen Z. And this is coming just, days after in Nebraska, we had them lowering the bloody minimum wage for Gen Z, right? If you're between ages 13 and 19, you can now get a reduced minimum wage as a consequence of just your age in general, because it's perfectly legal to discriminate against you, but it's not perfectly legal to discriminate against them. And they are the ones with all the power, and it is sure as shit not you. And, I don't know how to move forward, right? I mean, like, in what world does this possibly make sense if you are a politician looking at this? It's like, oh, let me think. If you're corrupt as shit, that's how. And, like Gen Z, what are we doing? Like, we're staring down the barrel of what? Rent inflation, mortgage inflation, student debt, where you're burdened and lied to, telling you that college education is actually going to help you in your life, when in reality, we know the numbers, you're actually more likely to be unemployed the more education you get. So it's a complete reversal of what the older generations experience, but yet we have to put up with it, and we're force-fed this propaganda down our throats until we suffocate, saying that education is going to free you. It's going to, make you a, more enlightened person who's going to be more likely to get employed and get more and be more likely to make more money. And it's like, it's all bullshit. That's not true in the least. It's who you know is where you go. And it's like, yes, okay, the rich people tell their kids to go to college. And it's like, yeah, maybe that's fine and well, but the rich people also hook their kids up with jobs. And so for us average peasants, none of this actually helps. It's ridiculous. And yet we're forced to suffer and can't even get a basic tax deduction. It's complete nonsense. But that's, what we're dealing with here in the year 2026. Can't have nothing in this country. We can't have nothing. And the audacity to sit there and say that this is for working families, shame on you. Shame on you. Anybody who voted for this, shame on you. It's bloody ridiculous here. And I'm sure this is coming out of the Trump administration here, just trying to, say, working families like tax cut or whatever, right? Like that, this comes from the whole conservative wave, and the cult of personality that is Trump. But it's like, dude, come on, bro. I'm not saying that there's not working 65-year-olds, because there's certainly a lot, and there's lots and lots of them. And there's only being more and more as the years go by, because, the economy is so bad, nobody can afford to retire. But what I am saying here is, it's like, dude, if this is going to be the working families tax cut, how about we give it for all working families? And fuck that. Fuck working families. How about all working Americans, right? I don't care if you have a family or not. If you work, you get the tax credit. Plain and simple. We let the billionaires pay for the difference, right? How about that? Right? Like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, and like, I'm not against billionaires, bro. I'm not at all. But it's like that. I seen a comedian say the other day, it's like, look, it's like, if you got $1 billion fucking dollars and your people can't afford rent and some basic food, after working 40 plus hours a week, it's like, yeah, maybe you need to be worth 900 million. Like, is that a radical statement, dude? I don't know. But apparently in this country it is. And if you say that, then you're just some, radical left, neo-Marxist, right? It's like, what are we doing, guys? We have so lost the plot, and I don't see any return. So with that said, if you guys did enjoy the video here, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for some more content. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Ian Phillips. Peace.